is the ancient Kemetic symbol of a life. It is a symbol that represents the life force flowing through a person. You'll find many scenes carved on temples or written on papyri where you see a person hold an Ankh to a person. And usually the Ankh is held to the nostrils of an individual. And what it represents is giving that person life. We breathe air through our nostrils. And in the Latin tradition, breath was known as spirit. So spirit, God, energy, the life force enters your nostrils when you breathe, which is the reason why when someone sneezes, they expel the air from their body quite quickly. And you say, God bless you, as a means of the God or the Creator now infusing that air back into your body so that you can live again. But the Ankh is a symbol that represents life. It is, as is the case with most symbols have at least 7 different meanings. And one has to do a deep dive into understanding the various levels of each symbol so that you aren't confused and just take them literally. So the Ankh is a symbol of life. The Ankh is also a symbol that represents the union of the masculine and feminine forces of creation, which brings life into existence. The top part of the Ankh, the oval, represents the womb. The bottom part of the Ankh represents phallus, or the penis. And what you have is the insertion of the penis into the womb, which gives life, which is represented by the horizontal bar. So it brings life into existence. It also symbolizes the Trinity, the masculine and feminine forces of creation, and the offspring that comes from that union. So that when Christians, for example, came into Kemet and appropriated aspects of Kemetic spirituality, they took the Ankh and closed the top portion of the Ankh, which represents the feminine principle. So they literally obliterated the feminine aspect of creation, or the feminine aspect of God. And when you close the top portion of the Ankh, then what you have is the cross. And the cross symbolizes the death of Jesus, or the Son of God, and reinforces this idea, this concept of Christianity as a male-oriented, male-dominated religion, which means that it has lost at least 50% of its soul.
Okay, let's go.
Take that, rewind it back. Ursher got the voice to make your booty go. Yeah. We gon' start this thing alright. Say what? We got the start out in the house tonight. Yeah. We gon' start this thing alright. Say what? We got the ATL in the house tonight. When we got down, they come and get
me. Peace and love, everyone. I am Jennifer Lynn Steele, the CEO and founder of My Divine Podcast. Now, tonight, we are bringing special guests and some announcements for you all tonight. Now, tonight is going to be very sacred because we want to talk about the real meaning behind the Ankh and the power of your Ashe. A lot of people have had wonders about the Ankh and the meaning of it, because a lot of us was brought up with only knowing about the cross, but not knowing about the Ankh. So tonight we're going to bring a wonderful young lady on the stage to talk about the Ashe and the Ankh. And later on, we're going to have some special guests, Brother Khan G, that's going to give us some announcements that's to come. So one thing I want you all to remember tonight, that tonight is completely about research, studying, and going to find the truth for yourself, or going to find the wisdom and knowledge for yourself. Whatever you hear on here tonight, do not take our word for it. Go and do your own research. Go find your own interpretations and your own meaning for it. So again, I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. And I want to do my announcement while I'm waiting on the Empress to come up. So one of the announcements that I have to make is the Juneteenth Unity Parade. Now, we want you all to join Pan Republic for the Juneteenth Unity Parade. And we're going to do it for the children. It's going to be June the 19th, 2026. It's going to be in Highland Park, Michigan. And it's going to be located, well, we're going to start at on opening. If you all want to join, have any questions or concerns, I want to be a part of it. We will put this information up again towards the end, and it's going to have the number that you all can call. And again, a brother is going to come on later and give us some information about his event. Thank you. Okay, peace and love, Goddess, peace and love.
Peace and love. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. So
Beautiful,
I was just
beautiful.
opening up. First, of course, I want to give my flowers. So you all help me and give thanks to Goddess Egbekemi Oshunlewa, which is Goddess Kemi, and she is the High Priestess of Kingdom Keys Universal Nation. Woo! So before we get started, Empress, just want to know, is it okay to pour some libations and then we can go ahead and get started?
Ashe, most definitely, most definitely. I got my water ready too.
Yes, ma'am. Here is the plant, you all. Uh-oh. Artificial. So here's the plant. Then we're going to put water in. So for you all that wants to know about libations, libations is a ritual that we did way before Christianity. It's what our ancestors did. It's how we pay homage to the ones that was here before us. So whoever you are that is at home, if you have a plant, take some water and go over the plant, and every day you pay homage and you give honors to the ones that was before us, to your ancestors, to your spirit guides and guardian angels. So here we go. We come before you with humble hearts, grateful spirits, and reverence for those who walk before us. As we pour these sacred waters, we acknowledge that water is life, memory, purification, and connection. Now may these libations carry our prayers across the seen and unseen realm. We honor our ancestors, known and unknown, named and unnamed, remembered and forgotten. We honor the mothers who carry life, the fathers who provided strength, the elders who preserve wisdom, and the generations whose sacrifices made our presence here possible today. To our grandmothers and grandfathers, we remember you. Ashe.
Ashe.
To the healers, teachers, warriors, visionaries, and protectors of our bloodlines, we remember you. Ashe.
Ashe.
Now may your wisdom continue to guide us. May your courage strengthen us. May your love surround us. May your lessons help us walk in truth, righteousness, balance, and divine order. And as we pour our last libations, we give honors to the Creator, to the Galactics, to the Spirit Guides, to the Guardian Angels, to the Archangels, to Elohim, to Yahweh, to Allah, and all of those of who you call your Creator. Ashe.
Ashe. Ashe.
Oh.
Ashe. 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 Oh.
Yes. Thank you all. Now, for you all to just heard me say Ashe, oh, that's when the sister coming in to let us know that power of that Ashe, okay? And she goes in with it. But if you all want to hear deeper, she's going to give her information on how to join her school and her university so she can teach you all about the Ashe. Now, again, thank you, Goddess. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, give us some information about you and some things that you have going on before we get into it, please.
Oh, okay. First of all, thank you once again. It's always a privilege and an honor to be on this platform. It's a very powerful, knowledgeable platform, and we're grateful for the invite. As far as myself, my name is Egbekemi Oshunlewa. I am the High Priestess, the Goddess, the Professor, the Author, the tarot reader, the spiritual consultation coach. What else? The cook, the list goes on. Okay. I currently, if you are in the Detroit area or the Highland Park area, I will be at Nandi's Book Knowledge Cafe every Thursday between the hours of 9:30 p.m. and 1 a.m. selling my all natural scented shea butter, all natural essential oils, good for the skin, hydration, not over heavy, medicates the skin as well as put the elasticity back into the skin, especially with us women who are going through pregnancies or losing weight, having stretch marks, blemishes. We clean all that up, including eczema and eczema. So come and check me out on Thursday nights at 71 Oakman in Highland Park. Okay. Also, I am, like I said, the High Priestess of SacredKeyz4U University, in which we have a summer program that will be starting July the 8th of this summer, for children between the ages of 14 to 18 years of age at WC3 District, Wayne County Community College District. It will be located on the East Campus, which is right next to the 5555 Connor Building. If you make it to the 55 Connor Building, you went too far. Turn around and go back. But it's right over there, right off of 94 on the east side of Detroit. And what we are doing with the Vision for Youth is we are teaching our youth the importance of going after what they believe, where their hearts are, there will their treasures be as well. So teaching them to do what they love and not to be so discouraged or encouraged by other people's opinions and perspectives. Teaching our youth to really take charge of their lives by learning nature and how to make nature work for them and paving a whole new path or a whole new road for them. We have certified professors who are actually working. So each professor has their own business. I want to stress that out. So when you come to these professors, not only are you getting the education, but you can also get the actual tools that you need and purchasing it straight from them. That's the wonderful thing about us at SacredKeyz4U. All our professors are entrepreneurs. So we definitely know what we are teaching when we're teaching our children to go after what you love, because what you love will make room for you and bring you before greatness. Ashe? Yeah, so that's pretty much all we have going at the moment. I have another book that's coming out. Stay tuned for the fall. It's called The Golden Pen. So I'm excited about that and putting that book together, teaching people how to take their journals and actually make grimoires and, as they would say, Bibles for your generations to come. And so the Golden Pen is just that, teaching us how to utilize our actual tools for manifestation and tapping into our what's the right word? Our divinations, if you will. Ashe. So that's pretty much all that's going on with me right now.
You said that's all that's going on, sis. That's a lot, and you got a lot more to come. So I appreciate you. We need people like you to get out here in the community, and especially to the youth, and keep this going the right way. We've been so indoctrinated so much throughout life that I appreciate you for bringing the knowledge to our youth that needs to be. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Ashe.
Yes. Now, moving forward, you are what we're bringing tonight, the real meaning behind the Ankh and the power of your Ashe. So I get a lot of people when I go out, because I wear my Ankh earrings, I wear my Ankh necklace, I have the Ankh tattoos, and I'm always saying Ashe. So many people of our nation, our tribe, our culture have no clue what Ashe means and have no clue what the Ankh means. So again, we're just giving an opening of what's to come later on both of our podcasts. Empress has a podcast too. Can you give them the name of your podcast so they can like, subscribe, and join as well, Empress?
Yeah, I sure can. The name of my podcast is Sacred Keys with the Z for you. That is Sacred, the number 4, the letter U, at 741 on YouTube. Okay. Sacred Keys for You. Just remember, you're looking for the keys to the kingdom. Sacred Keys just for you.
Do I got it right? Did I do it right? Sacred Keys for You at 741 on YouTube.
Yes.
Okay. And they can just go to there, subscribe, like, and share, correct?
Correct. They sure can. They definitely can. And also, if you are trying to reach me or want to register your children for school for this summer, keep in mind that the age group for the online courses are open from 10 years of age all the way up to 21 of age. But for WC3 is the ages 14 to 18. We will meet every Saturday. Okay, I just wanted to put that out there because it came up to me. That's Vision for You. We're teaching our children the ancient science. And one of the things that I love about this channel is we represent Maya, the balance of all things. So teaching our children the balance of life and how to navigate through life is what the responsibilities are of the parent. But we have been falling short of our duties as being God beings because we fell short of the knowledge. Okay, and so we're going to bring some knowledge back to the table today as we get ready to start talking about the power of the Ankh. But I just want to put a little emphasis on how come, like the sister said, people are always asking, what is this Ankh? Why y'all holding on to that? Most people look at the Ankh as a symbol of witchcraft or a symbol of dark magic or a curse. The only curse is that you don't know it. And that's where you have to break yourself from. Because a lot of times we become so opinionated in our personal perspectives of things that we don't take the time to research outside the box to find out why is it that this symbol represents so much, but this one doesn't, right? And I'm glad that the brother touched on the symbolization, because when you start talking about the Ankh, you're talking about a symbol. Why are symbols so important within our culture? Because everything around us has some form of a pattern, whether it be your hair, your skin, the plants, the wood on that, the patterns on the wood, everything is a symbol. And in that symbol, it holds a key of life. Okay. So when we start talking about the symbol of the Ankh, we're talking about the keys of the now, the breath of life. When the brothers say you'll find a lot of our ancient ancestors who will hold the Ankh up in front of your face. And it's not so much that they're holding it in your face, it's more so that they're holding it towards your nose, because it symbolizes you giving life to the symbol. Okay, so if you are not in alignment with the tools, this is when when we are talking about get to utilizing your tools, put your tools to work for you, because they do activate and they do have power. When you start talking about the Ankh, you start talking about the Kemetic teachings that are actually more ancient than all religious practices. And what brought the Ankh into a place of life force is the fact that it symbolized both the Hermetic principles of gender. Okay, it symbolized the masculine and the feminine energy, not as in male or female. And that's where a lot of the that's a whole nother podcast, sister, to get into when we start talking about the Hermetic principles of gender, because a lot of people still do not grasp this concept, because psychologically we have pictured or depicted a vision of what masculine is in our consciousness and what feminine is, and we relate it to human body. You get what I'm saying? But the actual Ankh symbolizes the duality of one individual's energy within self, right? Am I supposed to be breaking it down today, what the structures of the Ankh, or I'm just introducing the concept of the Ankh? Because I can go deep into it. How deep you want me to go?
No, I'll continue with the Ankh and you bring in the Ashe, the power of the
Oh,
Ashe.
okay. So once again, when we deal with Ashe, there's different, a lot of people don't know that there's different forms of Ashe. Okay. You have an ASE Ashe, which is like, yo, amen. I agree with you. Ashe, Ashe, I agree with you. Ashe, I give you power. I acknowledge that. I'm with you, Ashe. Then you have the ASHE hyphen. What does that mean? That means do you receive what I give you? So now you're receiving the power of transferring what someone has spoken into you. I receive that. Somebody gives you words of wisdom. Ashe, Ashe, I receive that. ASHE. Ashe, I receive that. That's personal. That's me. That's all me. That ain't nobody else but me. Ashe. Excuse me. And then you have the Ashe, 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 oh, which is tapped into the Ogun, Ogun. The Ogun, Ogun is our ancestors, is the bones. So whenever we put the Ashes together, now we're calling life force to come and be present in the moment as we celebrate what we already know is about to take place. So we give reverence to it in Ashe, Ashe, oh, when we pour our libations, we give sound and frequency to the Ashe, which brings forth our Ori, your Ori. You'll hear a lot of Ifa priests will tell you, when you rise in the morning, put your right hand over your third eye, take a deep breath and hold your hand towards the sun and talk to the Ori, give thanks and gratitude to the Ori, because the Ori is the fascia. The fascia is within the body, that spiritual energy that you don't know how you did it, you just did it. You know you was tired while you was driving and you almost went off the road, but somehow you made it all the way home and you actually was asleep. Your fascia has a tendency to step in and take over when you least expect it. Building your Ashe is doing the actual spiritual work to relieve the blockages of your turmoils, of your personas, of your perspectives, of opinions that others have penetrated on you. To remove all of that is to come to a balance of knowing self with the Ashe. Okay? With the Ashe, you are entering into the heart space. Okay, the Ashe is not just the to be spoken lightly. It's to be spoken with intentions. And when you are speaking the Ashe with intentions, you are stepping into love, you're stepping into beauty, you're stepping into fertility, you're stepping into prosperity. You're talking about being sweet. You're talking about goddesses stepping into their soft space. You're talking about Ashe. That's something that only you have that nobody else can do. Can't nobody else cook them greens like you, boo. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody else do it like you. Only you can do that. And that's what we're going to be teaching our vision for youth this summer. What is that something that only you can do? Because when you tap into that, you step into God energy. You claim prosperity over and protection over, and you demand whatever the words that came before Ashe to go into complete force work. So when you start practicing your actual divinations of tools, whatever they may be for whomever it may be, you are in a place of activating your Ashe. Your Ashe, once again, gives so much reverence and power in giving energy to whatever you attach it to. If I want to give Ashe to the ancestors, I call their names, then I Ashe. Why? Because now I give some of my energy to manifest it into existence. If I'm working or casting a spell or a ritual, I give it to my Ashe after I do my petitions. Why? Because now I give it life force. It's claiming the ownership of who I am within myself. Nayam. I recognize God in me and the divinity of that. I speak it into existence through the sound and frequency of that which I attach it to. And that is the whole meaning in a nutshell of Ashe. Outside of going into other religions, which we're going to say that for another show. Ashe.
Ashe.
Did,
Now
did I sum it up?
again, yes, ma'am. But again, let them know where they can go to continue getting further understanding and teachings of the Ashe.
You can email me, Goddess Kemi, at SacredKeyz4U@gmail.com. SacredKeyz4U@gmail.com. This is where you can come and register. We do have all year round courses. We have over 33 different courses as it stands right now, all touching on different Kemetic science, different Kemetic sciences, mathematics, biology, astrology. We even have a couple of high priests and priestesses who are studying and have mastered in Ifa rituals and Santa Rita. We also have a goddess who is into voodoo and the voodoo. We have also yoga instructors who are studying ancient science yoga. Okay, this ain't no regular yoga, y'all. This is that actual activation. When you get through with this goddess, you're going to feel the transformations. Ashe. Not only that, but we're teaching you not to just do the work, but understand what's happening. Because when you have the right knowledge of what you're doing, it brings forth more life to whatever it is that you touch. Prime example, my water, speaking life into my water and adding a crystal. I don't know if y'all can see my crystal in there. Right? Got my crystal in there. Charge my crystal up by the moon or the sun, right? Pour my water, speak my petition of what I desire it to do, and so it be done. Ashe. I step into full authority and put my Ashe behind that. Ain't nothing else gonna happen after I put the Ashe. That's it. It's done. It's over. Stop crying about it. Go celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Ashe. Oh, call the ancestors on in and y'all celebrate. Because guess what? It's done. When you finally learn who you are and why and what it means to you, these words start to empower you and bring forth your reality of manifestation. Okay? The Ashe is something powerful. And not only that, understand that I'm not gonna go to, we're gonna say that for another day because I'll be here all night. Go ahead. Girl, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, goodness.
I'm getting better.
You're so silly. Last thing though, before I do get started with the Ankh Empress, I want you to let people know of your little bit of your background. Now, me, I was born and raised Pentecostal, Church of God in Christ. So the information that you are getting from us tonight is not they've been doing this, the Ankh, their whole life. No, we had to reprogram ourselves, and we had to go and study and research our ancestors, our history, our culture before Christianity. So that is a much. Now, Empress, give us a little bit of your background regarding Christianity.
Well, don't you know? It's like, no, let me stop y'all. But no, my story is, oh wow. Like I say,
y'all. She went out for a minute. She'll be back. Okay. So until she come back, then I'll go ahead and do a split thing about me growing up, Church of God of Christ, Pentecostal. Of course, I was raised about the cross, crucifixion. You should be scared of God. You should be scared of Jesus. You know, at the same time, they tell us not to fear God, but at the same time, I was raised that if you say anything wrong or do something, it's going to strike you down and crucify you and crucifixion. It was all about death. Every time you do hear about the cross. Okay, I digress. She back, you all. Come on, sis.
I don't know where you was going, but I heard the cross, and I'm glad you brought up the cross because I was like I said, I was trying to be good today. I was trying to be good, y'all, but I heard cross. So let me help you all understand something about symbolization and how it works. Any ritual that you practice on a consistent basis manifests itself in some shape, form, or fashion, right? And so we were just having a conversation not too long ago with the professors. And we were talking about the symbolizations that people are actually wearing and not realizing that they are the source that brings that symbol into existence. When you start talking about sigil magic, that's another time for another talk show, okay? And how to activate those sigils, you get what I'm saying? Which is nothing but symbols. When we started talking about the cross, I grew up, going back to the original question, I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone. So coming up, I was adopted at the age of 7 to be a pastor's daughter. I spent my whole entire life going in and out of the church 7 days a week, literally choir, mission, youth, this, president, dad, secretary. I was, you name it in the church, I did it, right? And so I grew further to become 27 years old, and I became an evangelist. And I started preaching the so-called gospel. So when I say I know what I'm talking about when I come to you and tell you that you are up under a spell and not seeing the quantum physics of what the ancestors coded in the Bibles, in the scriptures, in the scrolls, in their captivity. I was talking to a sister not too long ago, or not talking, let me say it right. I heard a sister on a podcast not too long ago that was breaking down the concepts of how the Roman church came into a place. And I wanted to jump on there so bad because it goes deeper than just what the Bibles and the scriptures say. And that's where we are learning, such as podcasts like this, to learn how things got so far away from our ancient history. And it's about how we tell the narrative. It's like the more science, you rather at the beach or you in the beach. The wording tells you a different vision, right? So in the same concepts of the cross represented death. It represented life, but it also represents death. Whereas the Ankh symbolized a total hoop, which represents eternity, everlasting, eternity. So they removed the feminine energy from it and replaced it with another fact, which is what? I'm going to just say it how my elder said. They replaced it with another penis. Why? To manifest homosexuality into existence. How did they do that? Because once again, without the womb, how can you bring forth life? To make sure that every nation fell up under a spell, they cast on not just this soil, but all soil, so that all generations of religious practices will make sure that they keep the woman servant to. Why? Because they do not understand the power of the Ankh. They don't understand that they have manifested a lot of death into existence. The rituals that they practice are in the hoodoo books. Go and get you a candle hoodoo book and see if you don't see your whole Sunday morning service right there in the back of the book. And you're going to see just how much purgalism took place. That's if you are a truth seeker. Now, if you're not a truth seeker and you just want to raise some hell, you're not going to even take the time to really study to show thyself approved according to what ancestors told you in the words. Once again, from 7 years old all the way up until 31, I was in that Bible. I literally got beat. You hear me? I got beat blood to learn that Bible. So I had to learn it and study to show myself approved and found out, oh, wow, there's power in this book. Not only is it power in this book, there is guidance in the book. However, if you follow the guidance through the book, you will find and trace it right back to the Ankh. Right back to Isis, right back to Osiris. It's going to come right back to who? The original, because no matter how much you try to lie, truth going to always be present. Ashe?
Ashe.
And this is how they ushered out Mayat in government. They took Mayat out the government. By what? Once again, casting out symbols and having us put our energy towards those symbols of manifestation. Like I told you from the beginning, you manifest through your ashe. You put your intent out there and then you seal it with your ashe.
Ashe.
All right.
Oh,
I'm done.
I appreciate that. No, you flowed it so good because that's going to bring me right into what I wanted to say regarding the Ankh. So you
Ashe.
all, why is it that one of the oldest spiritual symbols on earth is not the cross, but the Ankh? And why does the symbol of life appear thousands of years before Christianity, you all? Now we're talking about 4,000, 5,000 years before Christianity. So again, while I'm reading, I want you all to look at the picture that I have on here. How the cross says male, male, and how the Ankh says male and female, bringing balance together. So what is the Ankh? The Ankh is one of the oldest sacred symbols known to humanity. The Ankh is the key of life, the woman, the divine creative force. When we speak of the Ankh, we are speaking about one of the oldest spiritual symbols known to humanity. Long before Christianity emerged in the first century, the Ankh was already being used in Kemetic, which is the ancient Egypt, for thousands of years as the symbol of life, eternal existence, divine energy, and spiritual awakening. The Ankh was not originally a symbol of death. It was a symbol of life. And ancient Kemetic temples depict the Neteru, which is the divine forces, holding the Ankh to the nose of kings and queens, symbolizing the breath of life, divine consciousness, and the spark of creation itself. But what is the deeper meaning, you all, of the Ankh? Many Kemetic scholars and spiritual teachers teach that the Ankh represents the sacred union that creates life. Now, the oval loop, now take a really good look at the picture, you all, okay? The oval loop at the top symbolizes the womb, the feminine portal, the sacred vessel through which all human life enters the world. The vertical shaft represents the masculine creative energy. Together, they form a divine balance of feminine and masculine principles that produce creation. This is why many people refer to the Ankh as the key of life. The woman is literally the gateway through which humanity enters the physical realm. Every king, queen, prophet, priest, teacher, and nation began within the womb is the first temple, you all. The first water we experience is within the womb. The first heartbeat we hear is our mother's. So a lot of people that says they have to go to church and be baptized. Well, when our mother water broke and we came into the world, that was our first baptism. But they're not going to teach you that. Everything is so metaphorically speaking that you have to really dig deep and research in order to get your information, in order to get her story, not his story. Okay. So the Ankh reminds us that life itself is holy. It reminds us that creation is sacred. It reminds us that every human being carries divine energy within them. The Ankh also teaches balance, you all. The ancient Kemetic principles of Maya taught that life flourishes when there is harmony between the masculine and feminine, spirit and matter, wisdom and action, truth and justice. So without balance, you all, there is chaos. Without balance, there is disorder. Without balance, there is suffering. So the Ankh teaches us to bring these forces into harmony. Now let's talk about Christianity. Sis was already going there, so I'm only bagging up what she was already flowing for us. Islam.
Ashe, oh.
Ashe, oh. So Christianity, historically, you all, the Ankh existed thousands of years before Christianity. So as Christianity spread into Egypt, Egyptian Christians, known as the Copts, Copts, do not take my word for it. Go up, research it, and look it up for yourself. Copts was the Egyptian Christians, known as the Copts. They began using crosses that resemble the Ankh. Some historians believe this was because the Ankh was already a familiar symbol of life and eternal existence among the people. While the Christian cross and the Ankh are not exactly the same symbol, many researchers noted how the visual similarities and cultural influence between ancient Egyptian symbolism and early Egyptian Christianity. Now, what is important is this, you all. The Ankh represents spirit. The Ankh represents divine energy. The Ankh represents the sacred power of creation. The Ankh reminds us that before there was nations, denominations, doctrines, and religious divisions, there was life itself, you all. So the Ankh tells us that life is sacred. The woman is sacred. The womb is sacred. Creation is sacred. And every breath we take is a gift from the Creator. This is why the Ankh remains one of the most powerful spiritual symbols on earth. It is not a piece of jewelry, you all. We're not just wearing it for fashion. It is not merely just a decoration, but it's a reminder that the divine force of life flows through all living things. So what I do want you to all to understand tonight, that before there was church, before there was a synagogue, before there was anything else, there was a womb. Before there was doctrine, there was life. And the Ankh stands as a reminder that life itself is the first sacred gift of the Creator. Now, as you all see on this screen right here, you look at the ancient Egyptian Ankh, and the top has female and the bottom has male. Over 3,000 years ago, older than that, originally based on a feminine principle of nature, spirituality, and peace. Now, on the right, you all, you have the modern Christian cross, which is male at the top and male at the bottom, originally based on the masculine principles of theocracy, politics, and war. So what does this metaphorically speaking cross tells us? This is the key to politics, and this is the key to war. And why is it completely patriarchy? And there's no feminine energy in this with the cross, you all. There is no balance. There is no female and male, which we need each other. There's no me without him. There's no him without me. But this cross completely says male and male. So now it makes sense, you all, when they say the cross is crucifixion, it's death. Because when you put in patriarchy, or patriarchy, which is the male and male, you're going to get death. But when you put the Ankh forth, which is the feminine and the male, you get creation, you get balance, you get life, you get eternal life, you all. So do not take our word for it tonight. We really want you all to do your own research to really see and see the deep meaning of all these things, because it's a lot of our people, our tribes, our culture that has no clue what that Ankh means, you all. So again, when you see the Ankh, it means life. Some people see the cross and it means death. Ask yourself why everything in the Bible is about death and it's not about living. Why everything that we're going through is talking about ending the life and death when the Ankh doesn't speak that negative. The Ankh doesn't speak of that. It speaks about eternal life and what we truly are. So again, don't not take our word for it, you all. Do your own research on it. But it's so important for us to bring this to you all, because don't be scared of the stereotype of things that you heard about the Ankh. It is not what a lot of people make it seem to be. I'm going to open the floor for Empress to dialogue on anything I just said or to come back with me.
I wanted to tag in real quick on that last part. When you say, bring it back to me, Spirit. You say, why is it that everything in the Bible represents death, right? If you go through book to book to book, chapter to chapter, there's always somebody dying, somebody in fear, somebody that's worthless, somebody who has to remain humble, somebody who, and all these attributes, excuse me, so-called spiritual attributes are still the spiritual characteristics, right? And the whole concept is fear. What you just said, Goddess, they want to keep you in a place of fear. So therefore, if you are fearful of dying, then guess what? You don't look for living. So you will manifest your own death. Oh, everybody got to go somehow. What? That's how you feel for real? Life has become that lonesome for you that you can't see light in a dismal situation. I know why the cage bird sing. You see what I'm saying, Goddess? The manifestation of wearing these symbols echo a vibration because they were created with a frequency. The hyperglyphs that are drawn on pyramids, it was created to have a powerful frequency. I am looking for the day that I will be able to step my foot on the grounds where the pyramids are and be able to touch it, because the frequency of what it was designed for, this is where you become the master and creator, the G-O-D, the generator, operator, and destroyer of your own what? Fate, through that which you give life to. We are the light bearers. How do we bear light? Through symbolization, through rituals, through consistency, through knowledge of self. Ushering back in the feminine energy is to put the Ankh back on the cross, right? So balance can what? Bring forth its natural harmony, and the spirit can flow through the body. Every single one of us have been programmed to some degree that we have become out of balance, because now we don't know how to utilize our ancient tools. This was our fathers, mothers. You know what I'm saying? Science. And bits and pieces was still pushed down through generations, because all of us got something from an auntie, an uncle, a daddy. Once again, going back to my book, The Return of the Ancestral Throne, from a household full of slaves. What does that mean? You see that Ankh on there? It's time to return back from that which we came, the all-knowing. The day of, Spirit, give it to me, fine. The day is coming when we all, like they used to sing in them old songs, when we all shall what? Come together, and we're going to sing by and by how we overcame. However, many of us then gave up on that day ever coming, because religious practices always talked about a doomsday. It never talked about an eternity of immortality. They never told you about becoming supernatural within your own existence. We all witnesses, but we'll just say, oh, that's superstitious, because we have gotten so far from who we are. The Ankh symbolizes you. It symbolizes me. It symbolizes the universal all. It's like my sister said, it speaks life in dismal situations. There was a time when I was growing up in the church that they would have mission meetings, right? And the elders, this to let you know, I've been through some seasons and some decades when that mothers and used to literally get together and go to each other's house when someone was sick, right? And it was always a mother who would lay her hands on the body while the sisters hum frequency, sound, and a circle around them, right? And it was the connection of them coming into one mind, one body, one sound, one frequency. They were activating power. A lot of us don't realize that we've been activating power all our lives. It's just been covered up in a bunch of shit. Excuse me, I'm sorry, Goddess. A lot of mess. Okay, it's been covered up, and we have become so comfortable being a worthless lamb, oppressed people, being sheep led to the slaughter. That's what we see ourselves, because how can I be better than God? But at the same token, this is the part that used to get me, and I'm gonna shut up after this. This is the part that used to get me. I never understood how God could be within us, and yet we have to deny ourselves. Make that make some sense? So who are we worshiping and praying to if God already acknowledged it's in us? Who are you casting your vibrations and spells out here on the outside of you for? This is how come silence plays such a big role in our development, because the more you come into the silence of yourself, you come into a communication with God and who God really is. Do you really know? I love that little girl. We need to play her one day. Do you really know who you are? And even when I used to listen to her, I just thought she was cute. I never knew exactly what she meant. But the more I did the work, the more I started realizing how blocked I really was. That's when truth started to knock at the door. Now, look, I'm not even a tattoo person. I don't want got the Ankh tattooed on me. Okay? Because if I'm going to have a symbol, let it be. Okay? If I'm going to put something on my body, let it symbolize something that's going to keep me in high vibrations, because this is the echo of a vibration of a frequency that my great grandma, in so many terms, created. So that I could find it in such as the time is now when people are losing their righteous mind, when people are falling on depression and anger, and they're pleading for help, and help is not coming to them because they have denied God, the one thing they ain't supposed to do. How dare you deny who you are for somebody else's happiness, somebody else's peace, and somebody else's pleasure? That Ankh represented a whole lot more than what we know. That cross represents a whole lot more than what we know. And it echoes off of the walls of many people's houses. And it's keeping the energy of confusion alive the more we practice in these rituals, these holidays, these customs. It even told you to put away with the traditions. Why did it? I always wonder why we got to put away with the traditions. They work, right? They work. But why we got to put away with them? It's not that you have to put away with them. It's you're supposed to evolve from them. You're supposed to understand now that you don't need that rose. You should understand what that rose is now when it's sitting in your stomach and turning into parasites. You should be learning how to what? Study to show yourself approved, meaning you get better according to your own conduct. Not according to somebody else's opinion or perspective, but to your own. That's what the Ankh symbolizes, you in its totality. Not your mama, not your sister, not your brother, not your cousin, not your kids. We holding space for a lot of energy that ain't ours. Let that shit go and call back your life force to you. That you may be the what? The symbol of life moving in action, and your balance of your masculine and your feminine energy. Going back to the Hermetic principles. Come. Join SacredKeyz4U University. We ready to teach you. We looking for you to come and teach. So if you a master of your gift and your skills, you once again I say that nobody can do like you, then can you teach it to somebody else? To be a master is to be able to teach someone else. Can you come back and teach what it is that you know? And if you do, then tell us by your experience, because by your testimony, they will be healed. By you coming back to realize once I was living in sin, I was not in balance. And now I come back to life and I am balanced within my masculine and my feminine of energy. And I know how to what? Use my reciprocity to be able to reflect nothing but life, abundance, happiness, joy, love. I don't have time to be in envy, jealousy, hate, rage, grief. Because we live an eternal life. I don't know about everyone else, but I can't die. As Jesus would say, my body may return back from which it came, but my soul will return once again from which it came. And what a day of rejoicing that would be. That's why it's called a celebration. But we look at death as if that's the end, and that's the celebration, because you have finally fulfilled whatever your purpose was for here being on earth, even if that was to be the bum on the street. That's why we don't cast judgment on one another, because we operate in balance, not in chaos. So once again, where's the... Go ahead, I'm sorry. See, I'm getting started.
No, because I wanna play a little low vibration advocate really quick. So you're telling me that when they say dust you come, dust you shall return, doesn't mean that you're going in the ground and have to find a heaven or hell. It really means eternal life, and you go back to the soil and the ground and the energy and stuff of who you are.
Yes, we are all the elements. We are all the elements. You got 81% of water in your body. You breathe in life. Once again, the Ankh, when he say hold it in front of your face, you holding that Ankh and to breathe life and into existence. You're going to use that Ankh like a magic wand for whatever intention you set forth after that. You have body, which is made out of the dust of the earth, the particles, the protons, the neutrons, the electrons, all of the elements that make up flesh, it comes back from the earth. Get in the bathtub and take a bath and see if you don't get that dirty ring around there. Okay, the body is going to depose or compose itself. So therefore, there's rituals according to our ancient science. That's another talk, sister, we got to get into when it's talk about burials and talking about cremations and why it's so important that you're not being buried. That's a whole nother talk in itself. But anyway, when you are being returned, the body is only on a loan. That's where the universal laws come in. The universal laws conduct the body. I'm sorry, the universal laws conduct the mind, and the Hermetic principles conduct the body. And then Maya conducts the spirit. This is how come at Sacred Keys for You, we are only rooted in those three core principles, the universal law, Hermetic principles, and Maya. Because if you rooted in those three core principles, you're going to be well-rounded in whatever you decide to do. Because you're going to understand the balance of coming back to your nurturing side and being patient with yourself and taking your time and strategically planning out your next move versus like me being the Aries, just want to run out there and jump out there real quick. I had to learn how to sit still, close my mouth, and gain some patience. You get what I'm saying, sis? But yeah, I didn't mean to go there. Coming back. Coming back. But yeah, so the earth, we return back to the earth, the ashes, going back to from what we came. The body is, as they say, is on loan. When we, if, or for those, I'm going to just manifest all those who hear these words will within divine time come to the total alignment of this truth. That you are a spiritual being having a human experience. You are not a human being having spiritual experiences. You've been spiritual since the time you entered into your mama's womb. That, once again, talking about that life source, that Ankh, from what you came. Life has taught us through a government system to make the woman the oldest slave. I'm telling everybody on every talk show I get on, yes. The woman has been the oldest slave as far back as we can record. When you get into Kemetic science, it puts it back in its rightful what? Balance. Women were pharaohs. The men, the gods, created the vision that came through the womb, through the source, the intuition of the what? Womb mind. She had the vision on how to move, how to strategize. Even the Bible told Deborah, what did he say? I ain't going nowhere if Deborah ain't going with me. If Deborah ain't going, I ain't going. Y'all got me fucked up. I'm not going. Yeah, I'm not going to fight them without her. You get what I'm saying? Because once again, he knew where the power was. And the power was within the womb. And when our men get back into alignment and start realizing that if they love the woman more, if they learned how to tap into their natural side, their feminine side, that hoop, they can lay down the egos and allow wisdom to do what it does best. Because when you heal a woman, you heal a nation. Mm-hmm. And I don't care where you are on the globe. You heal a woman, you heal a nation. Ashe.
Ashe. And I just want to add with it, when we think about some of the words that we say today, you all, when you see the word woman, it's still a man in it. Because we are both the XX. When you see she, you see he is in there too. Because that's how much power we hold. Okay, so think about all those things that when you see female, it has male. So it's always in our face. That's why they say the signs and symbols is for the conscious mind. Again, the signs and symbols is for the conscious mind. Now, one thing I want to ask the audience, if the Ankh symbolizes the key to life, then what doors have we forgotten how to open? Guess you can go to Sacred Keys and learn, huh? Again, you all. And I'm going to pause for 1 second because I want to bring up a brother that's going to bring us some wonderful events. 1 second. Peace and love, Brother Kong G. Peace and love. How are you?
Peace,
Peace.
peace. How are you?
Good, good,
How you
good.
doing, sister? Thanks for having me on here. Good to see you both.
Yes, yes. No, thank you. So for you all that has joined in and everything that's going on, this brother is doing a lot of great things in the community. He has so many wonderful events coming up. He's going to tell us about the events that's coming up. Tell us a little bit about you and what you have going on. And again, information on how people can reach you or join the events. I know I have a couple of your flyers I'm going to post too. But again, brother, thank you so much for being a part of the community, to feet and boots on the ground as much as you can to help the community. We appreciate you, brother. Peace and love.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. It feels good to be seen and to get any type of accolades. We don't do it for that, but I'd be lying if I say it don't feel good. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been. I get on podcasts, but not necessarily always through invites. You know what I'm saying? I might have to set it up myself or ask if they want to talk about Juneteenth. So it's an appreciated change to be invited on with like minds.
Peace and love. Thank you. So, brother, tell us about this flyer, what you have coming up. And I'm not mistaken, you said your events start tomorrow, right? Yes.
Yes, this is our 16th annual year. We've been doing this every year since 2010. So we had a decade to go before it became a national holiday. So we strive through the struggle to go from one day to a weekend. And now we're at a week. We're still improving upon our events, but right now with the collective of individuals that we have, this is the week schedule. So on the 12th, that's when it kicks off with the Laugh Now, Apologize Later comedy show. We have brothers traveling from Pittsburgh and Ohio to try to come make Detroiters laugh and see what they can do on stage. It's going to be a great time. There's some local comedians, including myself. I am also a comedian. So I'll be there to perform as well.
Thank you. Peace and love. So again, you all can come back to this podcast and look at the brother's schedule. He has a lot of things that's going on starting from June the 12th to June the 19th. Now, is there anything specific, brother, that you do? You said you do the comedy. Is it a special place you go to, or we can reach you, or do you just do like informations on different locations that you will be at that we can come and see you?
No, I can definitely be seen at Four Road Patio on Tuesdays, hosted by Simply Chanel. She's had that room for going on 8 years now. So every Tuesday is free entry at Four Road Patio. They're also one of the sponsors for Juneteenth. So that's always a good place to be. And it's summertime now, so the patio is open and the lamb chops are only $3. That was it. That was a good plug. Did you see that? That was good. Yeah. That was worth their little promotional package, you feel me? I'm getting used to I got so many plugs. Yeah. So I would like to say that out of the 7 days of events, the one that's gotten the most attention and the most moms pre-registering is the Saturday Fishing with Friends, June 13th. Fishing with Friends is where we're going to teach young people everything from how to hook to how to cook. So they'll be learning how to bait the hook, cast the reel, they'll reel in their own fish, and then we're going to teach them how to gut them, scale them, and cook them right there on the side of the river. So it's going to be a fun day, but it's going to be something they'll never forget how to do.
Hey, Don, it sounds like you should join us with Vision for Youth for the Summer Youth Program. And come on and teach them, make that a part of that curriculum for the Vision for Youth. What you think about that?
If y'all got time, I got time. If y'all got time, I got time.
Happen.
Yes, ma'am. Asheo. So
Shay.
we have one more. Well, let me see. So that's directly for the children, right? And then the 18th, Bird Knighton and her family will be hosting a free paint day at their building. That is 19125 West McNichols. The kids can come, they'll get easels, they'll get canvases, they'll get paint, and they can paint all day, come create something nice for Juneteenth or for the family, however you want to do it, but they're not charging anyone. That's normally about $30 to $40 a person, those packages, but they'll be doing that on the love for Juneteenth and for the creative spirit, our children being free to create, you know what I'm saying? So then the 19th, of course, that's the big day. We're trying to normalize the Juneteenth graduates parade. Before all the negativity came with the takeovers and everything, we were already trying to figure out a way to celebrate education. Throwing a parade for graduates is not new. It's just something we don't do, right? I personally, I do not like to hear people say, when it comes to our kids, I'm not celebrating something they're supposed to do, right? With all the distractions when they come out, when they leave your house, with all the influences that's saying something different when they leave your house, they choose to do what you say every moment of the day. They doing it right. We gotta reward them for that. You know what I'm saying? We got to. So if all we can do, like this is a big thing, we get all the graduates, whether they kindergarten, 5th grade, 8th grade, bring them out. If they got a certificate, a sash, a hat, whatever, let's clap up academics. Let's clap up them going to their next steps. And let's let the next generation get excited about when it's their turn to be in the parade. This is how we make this a generational celebration and an acknowledgement, not something that goes away when we go away, right? It'll be something they say, oh yeah, my mom and dad, my auntie used to do that. But if they remember being a youth vendor and making money at that table, or they remember walking down the street with their high school and their college colors on, or they remember, you know what I'm saying? This is something that's a part of them now. And that's what we're trying to do. So we have, of course, some scrutiny. People say, well, we shouldn't be celebrating Juneteenth. We shouldn't be celebrating them letting us out of chains when we should have never been in chains in the first place. I understand that. So we changed the verbiage a little bit so we don't have to have that debate. We do not celebrate Juneteenth. We acknowledge Juneteenth. We won't let go of our history. We won't let go of the truth. It's been systematically buried from everybody up here this whole time. So we acknowledge it by celebrating our children, by celebrating their ability to go on and be better and live freer than the people before them. Every generation lives freer than before, right? So that's more verbiage we changed, because you got brothers online, oh, you got these people out here celebrating freedom. We ain't free, we freer. You feel me? Like, we're not gonna take away that we freer than we were. You know what I'm saying? So the next generation, they'll be freer than we are. You know what I'm saying? So that's all we see. And when people complain, when the brothers say, you know, LGBT is this and it's taking off, those are just people living freer than the ones before them did. Right? So we all got to get it. If our kids get a little freer, so will the LGBT kids, so will the Asian kids, so will the white. Everybody gonna get a little bit more free. Except they just don't want us to do it. They want us to stay in chains. They want us to stay distracted. So on this time, during this week, it's about us. One of our hashtags is to celebrate us with us, right? Who you choose to invite, that's on you. But this is about us. It's all about your babies. It's all about you. It's all about your business. It's all about what you have coming up. We taking off work. We're not at work. It's more than a day, right? That's something else we want people to know. Juneteenth traditionally is not celebrated for a day, but the government is only going to give you 1 day to acknowledge anything. So they gave you 1 day, but it's a week-long celebration. When it began in Galveston, when those freed people got that land in Galveston and began this celebration, it was 7 days. And that makes sense when you have to think about how we had to travel by wagon or by foot or by horseback to get to this celebration when it first began in its earlier years. You wasn't traveling all the way to Texas to stay there for a day. Right? So you went down there, you had you a good time, you brought your tents, you brought your kids. You might end up staying here after that. You might find a job while you're here. So it wasn't just a day. And how can you fit all of us in a day anyway? We're going to celebrate Black American culture and put it all in one day? I think not. I think not. No, sir, no, ma'am. You know, so we have our hair showcase, a natural hair showcase. And you want people to know that doesn't mean you have to do as much as you can with an afro, right? It's natural hair, it's braids, it's locks, whatever you can do. We got $500 for the most creative hairstyle made from natural hair, right? We also have a nail art showcase, right? We're still looking for Black nail techs to join the nail art showcase. And the reason I said Black nail techs is because we do have other ethnicities reaching out to us, asking if they can be in this competition. And the issue is we don't have enough Black nail techs reaching out. We don't have barely any. I don't know really what it is, but the money is real, right? We've given it away before. We have $500 to give away to the nail tech that creates the most creative, culturally inspired set of nails, right? Whatever you decide to do with that is up to you, but the people will judge and you will win the money. We just need them to sign up and pay the entry fee. That's all it. So it's going to be a great week. We have 2 comedy shows. The one on the 12th we talked about is Laugh Now, Apologize Later. But then we have one on the 15th starring the sister, the queen, La La Love, who is a hilarious comedian. She's bringing all her friends. It's an all sisters comedy show. So it's going to be great. It's going to be at the same location as the art competition. So it's going to be again donated to us by Bird Night, and she's a longtime supporter of Juneteenth. Her and her family continues to assist us with bringing this to the people and keeping it free or all free-ish. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate Bird for that. But yeah, I'm anxious. You know what I'm saying? I'm a ball of nerves, but it's normal for around this time. We have one upscale event. We didn't used to have night events, right? We started Juneteenth nights just a few years ago to give our adult demographic something to do in the evening with the same like minds and the same vibe that you may have been a part of in the daytime. So we have Juneteenth nights, and one of those events is Dîner en Jaune, which translates roughly to Dinner in Yellow. It's an exclusive event. It's a VIP event on Black-owned land. The location is private. It's very upscale. Everyone's going to wear yellow. It's going to be very beautiful and eventful. She has a lot of entertainment planned. I can't wait to see the people who show up to that. But think like, I guess, Bridgerton meets 2026 Detroit. When it comes to fashion, that's what we're talking about, you know. And some of us are like that. We don't all have small children. So the Juneteenth with the bounce houses might not be for you, right? So the comedy shows are good, or the Dinner in Yellow is good, right? And then we have moms who've signed up for the Fishing with Friends. We've had some parents like, well, can I learn? Absolutely. We out there to have a good time, share some information, eat some good food, and go home. I say more than anything to everyone celebrating Juneteenth, the most important part of this is to go home when it's over. We have to treat this different than we treat everything else. This has to be special to us. This is not about red cups, rap music, and smoking weed around the kids. This just is not that vibe. We just doing everything righteous. We doing everything right. We're going to stay sober while this happens. We're going to love on ourselves. We're going to have a good time. We're going to play some real music that wakes us up on the inside of us, not just our worldly selves. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be it's going to be beautiful. This is our 16th year. We've never had an incident. We've never had a drunken incident, a busted car window. I think a kid cried once from the bounce house, and then we changed up how we monitor that, and it's been good ever since. Our goal more than anything is for women and children to be safe here. We've created what we can say is a safe space. So working with Mama Shu, being able to work with Mama Shu and being able to be hosted in Avalon Village is a big deal to us after all these years. Again, it feels good to be seen and to partner with someone with like minds.
Hey, thank you, brother. Again, you all can always go back rewind as much as you need to on YouTube to get this information. The Brothers for Information is on here. And I see that I can go fishing during the day with the kids, drop them off, and then come back and have a special night for myself.
Yep.
Nice. So again, brother, thank you again so much. We appreciate it. Now we have one more Empress that's coming up to give information about the parade coming up as well. Are you there, Empress Mia Moore?
Islam, Ashe, I am here.
Okay, go ahead and I'm gonna put up the flyer. You can go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know about the flyer.
Islam's greetings, everyone. I am Mia Moore Bay, Belodium, Moroccan, Pradium, Untamed, Michigan. I'm the head of state. And before I go into talking about myself, I just got to let you ladies know, I am Miss Kim. I am so proud of you, sister. I'm ready to join your school right now, honey, because I tell you, I see your growth. I see where you at. You is flowing, sister. You are glowing. And I would love to join your school and get to be able to know and flow the things that the way I know these things, but to be able to know them and know them like you know them. It's a beautiful thing, sis. You brought some beautiful information. Islam, Brother Kong, how are you? I've been,
Please, Empress, how are you? Good to hear
I'm
your
great.
voice.
I'm great. Good to see you, brother. I've been doing the parade with Brother King. I met him probably like 3 to 4 years ago. And I've been there representing the Moors, right there with also represent all the prophets and all the indigenous people of the Americas. So, and I want to thank the Brother King for allowing, I know when I met him, I asked him, I said, we the Moors, we want to come and be in the parade. He was like, sure, get up there with Mama Sue. Put us right up front with Mama Sue and with Marcus Garvey, where we're representing Marcus Garvey and Noble Jew Ali. So it's a beautiful thing, the unity that is bringing. And I have to tell you, the last parade, the kids, they shoot the children, our children, they glowed. I want to thank you, King, for the things that you do for the children. Because if we don't bring up the children, our butts, we need our children knowing what we know and able to pick up the things that we are doing, because we're the forerunners. The real power is gonna come for those. We're gonna see the real power and things really, really manifest with those that come after us.
Yes, ma'am.
Because we forgot where we was at, and a Brother King and those people saying that we are not free. Those people, if we would ask our Empress Maya Divine Ministry, and we ask our High Priestess Kim, they'll tell you those people are the ones who steal slaves in their minds. And the ones who are free, they are the ones that are free for real. They are still enslaved with the colonized mind. And it's going to take educating yourself and understanding what Juneteenth really brings, and not looking at the illusion and the illusion that the colonizers want to give us, because we know that this represents a lot of things. And like the brother say, and for those who aren't free, you're on your way to being free.
Yes,
Yes. And I do want to add, before you go further, just so the audience know, we are considered another form of blueprints, just like our ancestors was the blueprint. And we went and seek the knowledge to know thyself and continue with the blueprint. So we are another blueprint for the youth. And the youth is, and I got to tell you, I admire our youth, okay? I have a daughter, 22, 17, and I admire our youth because they have a little bit more heart than we have, you all. So it's so important that we dig down to them and we create that blueprint for them, because they have so much more spiritual strength than we do. A lot of things we wouldn't do because we was afraid how people think or looked at us, or reasons why we do the things that we do. And these new generations, it's like, I'm going to be who I am. So it's important for us to create that blueprint for them. Peace and love, Empress. You can continue and give us the information about this flyer so we can join you for the parade.
I did for the graduate, for the graduate parade. We're asking that the Moors come out and help celebrate the graduate. All the indigenous people come out so our children can see who we truly are. Come out dressed in your garb. We're here to support Mama Sue and our big brother Kent Kong on creating, making this parade as big as we can each year. I watch the parade grow. Each year it's getting bigger, more people joining. So we're asking all the indigenous people, all the Moors come out, all the indigenous people come out, all markets, garbage people come out, wherever you at in life, just come out, bring your children, get to see us Moors. We're coming out, we're dressing in our garb, and it'll be on the 19th of June. And we all meet at the same spot that every year. But I remember King was speaking on that this year we'll be on the west side of Woodward instead of on the north side of Woodward. I mean the east side of Woodward. So you all will see us because it be so many of us, and you'll see the children dressed in their beautiful colors, their beautiful African colors. So yeah, and just to say, I got so caught up in the podcast, what you and the sister was doing. I tell you, man, it's powerful. But I am a prime minister of a Lower Moroccan Pratum Ante, Michigan. As we learn who we are, and as we identify with our ancestors and our culture and come back into our identity, we're going to find out that we have to build our own and create our own stories, and that we have to, under the United Nations Declaration on Rights of Indigenous People, we have the right to our own government, to our own culture, to our own political system. Because when you look at this government, it's only a political system. So while we're running, voting, I know a lot of people ain't going to want to hear this, but while we're running out, trying to pick the best candidate, why not form your own alliance with people with the same mind, like the Brother King said, with like minds, and we come together and we create our own government structure, our own political structure, where we represent our own community and ourselves. So this is what a Lodium Moroccan Pratum Ante Michigan do. We are forming government. We need body politics who want to represent the public and want to make sure that the resources that belong to the indigenous people of this land are distributed to the indigenous people for us to distribute out to our heirs. So I could go on and on, but with that, I'm going to yield. And hopefully we see all people, bring your children out. Put them on a red T-shirt. We welcome all children into the Moorish part of the parade. So just come out. Let's celebrate our graduates and just have a great time and be safe and go home safe, like the brothers say. We'll come in peace and leave. We come in love and go in peace. Ashe, Ashe, some more be.
Ashe, oh, thank you all. And again, thank you all for joining. Now, I'm going to pass it to Brother Kong to give us a closing remark, and then I'll pass it to Empress Mia Morbay, and then if Egbekemi come back, she can give final words, and then I'll close us out. Again, thank you all so much for joining. You all get out in your community. Community outreach is so important. I am a born and raised. I'm Highland Parker, okay? But I do so much community services all over. And you all stay tuned because I got a quick surprise that's coming up. I am back in the city. So stay tuned because we got a lot of wonderful things coming up. So again, Brother Kanji, again, thank you so much. We appreciate you and all the work that you have been doing. And 16 years, woo, I thought it was only 3 or 4. You've been doing it for a very long time. So again, Thank you. And go ahead and give us a little closing of what you want to let the audience know. I digress.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate being here. It's so good to hear these words put into phrases and shared amongst each other like this. I want to reiterate what the Empress said. This is a place for all nations. We've worked with people. We've celebrated Juneteenth with people we wouldn't necessarily have worked with throughout the year, right? Because we had different approaches to things or different views of things. Juneteenth, the space we've created is a space for our children to see all the different types of us, right? So we have brothers coming in the parade that are all going to be on skateboards, a whole group of them. I've never been on a skateboard before. You couldn't pay me to get on one. But there are brothers who are cold on skateboards, and I don't want my children to miss that. I don't want my son to think the only options he has when it comes to choices is his gender, right? There's a lot of different ways to be a whole person, and I don't want to keep them from anything. So the gospel is finally coming. We finally have a church that has reached out and wants to be there. They're going to bring their choir. They reached out to us. So that's a beautiful thing. The gospel is a part of who we are, right? It may not be the way for all of us, but it got a lot of us here. So this is an inclusive, safe space. We're going to continue to keep it that way. There's no alcohol. There's no marijuana consumption, not at the daytime events. We have Juneteenth night events for that. Everyone is welcome. This is definitely, the daytime is definitely family friendly. It's definitely about the children. So bring them out. Our website is JuneTeenthInDetroit.com. You can reach me directly through text at 313-472-8808. We would appreciate pre-registering and grabbing tickets to those comedy shows. Those are our last two fundraisers before the 19th. And both of them are available on Eventbrite. Laugh Now, Apologize Later is on Eventbrite. And La La and Friends is on Eventbrite.
Peace and love. Now, did I put it in right? Juneteenth at Detroit.com. Is that right?
JuneTeenthInDetroit.com.
In Detroit.com. Hold on, let me get this right. Juneteenth in Detroit.com, you said.
Yes.
And in Detroit. Okay, let me know if I got it right so they can go back to this. Get the information. Uh-oh. Come on. It's coming. When it's going to pull up any second. Hold on. Okay, it's going to pull up any second. Again, thank you again, brother. We appreciate you all. And you all that have joined, again, you all can come right back to this video, this live, and get all the information you need regarding the brother and the sisters. Again, put it up. My computer wants to act slow, but it's coming. Oh, here it go. Let me see. I want to make sure I get your information up here. I don't want to not have it. Is this the way?
Yeah, there we go. That's
there
it.
Oh, perfect.
Thank you so much.
Brother, thank you. We appreciate you. Now, I want to go ahead and open the floor to Empress Egbekemi. We're closing out, and we're just asking. Hold on, let me get this so I can see your beautiful face. Hold on. There you go. We're just doing a closing remark to the audience before we close out. If they believe you on mute, Empress.
Gratitude and much respect, Ashe. Giving reverence to everyone who is on this platform. Namaste. As we move forward, I encourage us all to take heed of the knowledge in which we feed ourselves and ask the right questions, and ye shall receive the right answers. For what you seek will also seek you. So by the purity of your heart moving forward, be careful in the things in which you choose to feed your spirit, because you are creating as we speak for generations to come. We are the written walking word in whichever capacity that we claim it to be. We are the returning ancestors. We are what generations from now will echo on what we put forth as reciprocity to one another, reflections of one another. Let us always let our little lights so shine before men that they may see the greatness of our work. And so it be. May the ancestors be a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our pathway, that we always find ourselves aligned, and so it shall be. Ashe.
Ashe, ashe, ashe. Oh,
Ashe, ashe, oh.
all right. Empress Mia Morbe, your last closing remark, and then I'll go ahead and close this out.
Yes, my last thought, as I was listening to our big brother Kong talk about the teen takeover, I just want to say to all our people and all our brothers and sisters that's able to do the things like Brother Kong doing. It's a great thing that our teens can come together, but let's direct that energy to something very positive for growth for our teens. Because we see that they can come together. Just imagine if we had a brother like our big brother Kong and mothers like ourselves guiding those kind of teens into some positive curriculum things that they could do in their community, in the world, that will make really a difference. See, our music that we listen to and the spirit that we're carrying through our music is guiding those teens to act erratic in the way that they are acting, with that beautiful energy that is set inside them from the ancestors. As the adult and as the mothers and the fat hers, we have to step up and direct that energy. And I just want to say that anybody in the community that have power to do things, let's call our teens. Let's call a meeting for our teens that was here, that gathered during those teen events, and let's give them a positive direction to direct their energy. And also, I want to speak directly to the Moorish Americans here in Detroit, Michigan, and in all surrounding areas. We are asking you to let's put away we asking for the Temple Moors to come out. Wherever you're at, come out and join this parade. We're asking all the indigenous people, let's put away our difference with these titles, and let's come together as melanated people to upraise humanity and to upraise humanity and upraise our people as one, and to unite and put away our differences and look at what we have that we can do together, what we have that we share the same like and the same frequency with. So with that, I just ask everybody come out, let's unify, let's come see your culture, because in this parade, what you see is your culture. And if you, and I know I speak for Brother King when I say this, if you have a group of children, group of teens who have any kind of talent, even if you just running a Head Start and you want your Head Start to just march in a parade, let them come on. You know, if you got some young ladies and you know how to hula hoop, come on with your hula hoop team. You know, if you just have a dance team, if you have a cookie cooking team, come on. Let's come on and represent this parade. Let's make it bigger than Detroit. So with that, I yield Ashe.
Ashe, ashe, ashe. And I will end it with first, and everybody know that we are everything. We are everything. We are Buddha Moors, Christian Moors, Indigenous Moors, Christian, Baptist, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want. We are all of it. So if we put all that to the side, unifying was such a wonderful thing. Now, again, I am Jennifer Lynn Steele. I am the CEO and founder of Mayat Divine Podcast and Ministries. And I want to close us out by telling the audience that the Ankh is not just an ancient symbol from Kemet. It is a reminder that the same life forces that move through the ancestors, it moves through us, you all. And it moves through us still right now today. The same breath that animated the first humans still lives within us today. Now, the question is not whether we pose as the key, you all. The question is whether we are ready to use it. So again, we thank you all for joining us. Of course, we're going to come back again. As you know, Mayat always come back every other week with something different for you all. Again, peace and love, Islam, Hotep, and Namaste.
All right, it's time to unify. Do it for the children.
Ashe, thank you.
Thank you.
The Ankh, an ancient Egyptian symbol, resembles a cross with a loop at the top. It's one of the most recognizable and revered symbols of ancient Egyptian culture. Here's a detailed understanding. 1. Symbol of life and immortality. The Ankh is often referred to as the key of life or the key of the Nile. It symbolizes life, immortality, and eternity. 2. Shape and meaning. The loop at the top is seen as the feminine, embodying eternal life and rebirth. The vertical line represents the masculine, symbolizing wisdom and insight. 3. Historical significance. It dates back to ancient Egyptian times, possibly as far back as 3000 BCE, and was used extensively in art, hieroglyphs, and amulets. 4. Associated deities. The Ankh is associated with several Egyptian deities, particularly Osiris, god of the afterlife, Isis, goddess of life, and Ra, the sun god. 5. Rituals and offerings. The Ankh was often held to the lips of the deceased during burial rituals, symbolizing the breath of life. It was also used in religious ceremonies and offerings. 6. Healing and protection. Egyptians believed the Ankh possessed healing and protective properties. It was carried or worn to ward off negative energies and promote good health. 7. Unity and balance. The loop at the top, resembling a womb or a portal, signifies the union of opposites, life and death, feminine and masculine, eternity and time. 8. Cultural continuation. The Ankh's symbolism and popularity have transcended ancient Egypt and continue to be relevant in modern culture, often associated with spirituality and ancient wisdom. Today, the Ankh is a powerful and enduring symbol, representing the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth, and is often worn or used as a decorative item to evoke its deep spiritual and historical significance. Stay curious, stay mindful, and embrace the journey to mindfulness. For more insight, don't forget to like, comment, and follow.